Hello everyone, this is Mohammed from Python Ninja YouTube channel, and today we continue our exercises to practice loops in Python. So suppose you given a shape like this is a triangle, and you ask to print this shape in the output side of this editor. So let us just review string. We learned how to initiate a string, and this is empty string, meaning that if I to print this variable, it will show nothing to me. Okay, but if I want to insert, for example, a star inside, it will print. Can I increase the value of this? Yes, I learned about additional operator, for example, by using this. It will concatenate this by this, and I can do like this using the augmented assignment. So S will be augmented by another star here. Okay, so we learned this. Okay, now we want to use this analogy. For example, I have this symbol, okay, which will equal, for example, star. In the beginning, we want to initiate this like as an empty string. Well, in for loop, I can loop with like a variable that is not defined. For example, I can say for underscore. This underscore is nothing, but it runs the for loop for a fixed number of iterations. For underscore in range. Now we want to count how many rows I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it will be in range 8. The indices will start from 0 till 7. Okay, so this is index 0, this is the index 7, number 7, sorry. So I use underscore because I will not employ, for example, if I use I, this I is not used inside the code. So I use just this dummy character to run the for loop only. Okay, what I will do is I want to do 8 iteration according to the number of rows, and this every time. For example, in the first iteration, I want to print this, meaning that I want to update this by 1 star. In the next iteration, I want to concatenate another one. In the next iteration, I want to concatenate another one, but to this, like this. See how we can implement this. I only use the augmented assignment operator by a star here. This means in the first iteration, this underscore will be 0. This variable will be increased by 1 star. Then I print this. Okay, print symbol. Okay, now in the next iteration, this underscore will be 1, and this symbol will concatenate another star into old one, which is this one. It will become 2. In the third iteration, this symbol has contained 2 stars, and it will concatenate another star. It will be 3. Okay, so we concatenate star by star incrementally till reach to the range number. So we printed it smoothly. You can find many different ways to draw this rectangle. You can, for example, you can use for underscore in range the same range 8, and inside this for loop we define the symbol variable, and this symbol variable nothing. Okay, it's empty. What I do now, I need another for loop, since this will iterate over rows. In a different approach, we use 2 for loop, one for rows and another for columns. Now I want to use, for example, for j in the range but in range what? It will be in range this, because this the first line, the first row, it will be at index 0 0. Then in the second one we will iterate over the range of the row. Okay, so I need, this is the row, in the row 0 I want to iterate over this using underscore plus 1, which means that because we cannot iterate, we cannot use for loop for range 0, for that we need to like add 1, because it will generate only one value, and this value will augment the value of this, okay, of symbol, which will be like this: symbol plus equal this star. Again, here the first for loop iterate over each row, the second for loop iterate over each column. Now, in between, we define an empty string variable, and the second for loop is a function of this underscore, or the index of the rows. Okay, it will not be like 8 here and 8 here, but it will, for example, if this will be 2, then we add 2 plus 1. If this will be 3, this will be in range of 3, because in the second line we will have this for loop just for range of of 2 to contain 2 values, and this for range of 3, okay, which is here. Now what we can do, we just do shift back and the print symbol. Okay, with us to print this, and it will show the same result. If I want to do this print with indent space, it will print many of these, since it will the value will not be organized. So in the first iteration I take this one, in the second iteration I take this one, in the third iteration I take this one, until reaching the last one. So I take one step backward to have this shape, and this is the implementation of printing this shape. Again, you can find in the literature many methods or many approaches that solve this exercise, but the simplest one is the first one I introduced for you, or you can use this for loop, but consider to iterate in the second for loop in the range of the index or variable of the first for loop. Okay, that's for today's tutorial, guys. See you next tutorial, and please subscribe and share this video.